Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ministry of Wrestling's YouTube channel. I am Nico Luro, the only representative of the MOW today, and I'm joined by British royalty, Trent Seven in the house. How are we doing, sir?
Wonderful. Thank you very much. How are you?
Really good. Thank you for asking. And it's nice to see you now in an interview capacity, not just a fanboy capacity. Trent, if it's cool, then I'm going to take you just do a few questions. The one I'd like to start with
Please.
is you've had an incredible career trajectory, like where you've come from, what you've been through, where you are now. Can you tell us a bit about your journey, how it started, how you started as a lad from the Midlands, got into wrestling, went through the WWE system and came to where you are now?
Yeah, so let me try and put it as briefly as I can without this lasting 5 hours. Yeah, so I used to backyard wrestle with my mates. It was great. You had loads of fun. It was great. The Jackass era of entertainment was upon us. The Attitude era, etc. Everyone backyarded. Everyone just did it. Everyone jumped off stuff into bullshit. But then obviously you have to go get jobs and pay for things and go uptown and drink and eat kebabs and that kind of thing. Socialise. So, you know, it might not be the best way to interact with the people of the opposite or same sex. When you're trying to find a partner, is spending your Saturdays jumping off things into a bush or professionally wrestling at Ben Shamrock in your friend's back garden. So, obviously, real life takes a little bit more of a centre stage to that. So we never really kind of progressed from backyard wrestling. All the way through that, you know, we'd always go to shows. We'd always go to the FWA shows, and we'd always go and watch King of Europe, Ring of Honor, all that kind of stuff. Some wonderful, wonderful times and some incredible matches. But realistically, it was when I was watching Ring of Honor in 2008 at the Olympia, which was the year after Danielson and McGuinness Classic. I think they did 2 days, and we went to both days. Did I go to both days? I can't remember. But anyway, we went to the like me and a lot of mates, and that was it. I just realised that this is the start of professional wrestling that has to be brought to the British professional wrestling fans. FWA was giving it its best go, and some of their product was incredible. But I felt personally, as a fan, that some of it fell short, and I didn't think any of it on like as captivating as an in-ring product as I thought that could exist. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good product, just not captivating as an in-ring intense kind of physical product. So I decided to put my money where my mouth is and put my balls on the line and started learning how to properly professionally wrestle. Bought a wrestling ring, got a training facility. That's not a training facility, it was a disused scale, but we got a disused scale. Matt Seidel and Ryo Saito came to beat the shit out of us for about 9 hours, I think it was. And then a bunch of other people, and we used kind of the seminar system with not sharing talent, but if anyone was on FWA or whatever, we would contact them and say send whoever there, man. Let's fast track ourselves because we need to provide a quality of wrestling that is not fake Kane versus fake Undertaker. We need to provide a different and a more aggressive form of wrestling, and that's when Fight to Pro got born. And Fight to Pro obviously kind of slowly and organically built, which was required because I was shit, and we were all kind of shit. So if I often look at like social media now as regards to kids putting the videos up and their first few matches, and oh man, if I put those videos up, in fact I don't even know if the videos still exist. They would have to be transferred from physical cassette tape to memory cards to downloadable YouTube streams. So God knows how long that would take. And they would be shit, and I would be wearing very shit clothes and look very shit. So I'll just tell the story as funny as it is. I've got no qualms in telling people what my first couple of matches were like. But the learning curve was incredibly steep, and it needed to be, because a change needed to happen. The industry needed something cool, I felt, and I think we gave it in the Fight Club Pro. You fast forward 2 or 3 years, from 2010 we started to say 2013, 14. I think, 2015, so 5 years, I'd wrestled Nigel McGuinness, Davey Richards, Stanley Callahan, Kyle O'Reilly, Kevin Owens, Generico, and Sami Zayn, Generico had been there. The list of people that passed through that door, I can't even think at the moment. But the list of talent that came through those doors over the first 5 years really catapulted us and really helped us. And my hat goes off to all of the people that came in and helped us and helped build it. Finn Balor wrestled in our first ever venue, which is the Planet nightclub in Wolverhampton, in front of about 250 people, in a tiny little 16-foot low boy ring, tiny, very, very low roof in most parts. To all those people that that helped us out, thank you very much indeed. Because what we built, I think, was the most important, one of the most important parts of British wrestling history is Fight Club Pro, and that's going from the Planet to the Fiction nightclub, off to the Starworks warehouse, then to the Hangar, then Astoria, and all these other places, and the NEC with the DTTI tours and all that kind of stuff. And I think we achieved massive things. We really did, and I feel like one of the most important things was we gave professional wrestlers or independent wrestlers a platform that I don't think anyone else could give them necessarily. Or at least assisting people with larger platforms to wrestle on. We almost sold out Corrigan Hall with our, with the first ever British company to do a show in Corrigan Hall. We did an incredible couple of shows with Wrestling Revolver, I believe it was, at the WrestleMania weekends. And we just had a great time, and we feel like we gave a lot to wrestling, especially British wrestling. And I hope that everyone that the wrestlers that came through it, the alumni list speaks for itself as far as the quality and the current crop of professional wrestlers. So it was a very steep learning curve from 2010 to 2019. Then COVID hit, and then that's it. But as far as WWE goes, I feel like we forced their hand. Obviously, I'm not, stupid enough to know that without ITV sticking World of Sport on television, I know full well I don't think it would have been as fast a transition to WWE UK or NXT UK. Right. So
I'll come back to NXT UK in a bit, because there's definitely things I want to ask you about that.
So as regards to British wrestling, I think I'm very, very happy that World of Sport existed. No, because it fast-tracked us as British Strong Style and the people that came with us into creating the first ever brand of WWE outside of North America, which forever I'll be incredibly proud of. Me being Tyler took a lot of the responsibility on our shoulders, and so did everyone else. And we ran with it, and I thought we created something incredible. What we did, COVID, pandemic. It kind of beat the slipping out of the industry a bit, and everyone can point fingers and blame about whether WWE did it or not. But maybe they did, and maybe they didn't manage it very well. But hey ho! At the end of the day, I find it very bizarre how you can just go from having a foothold in the United Kingdom to coming through COVID and then just chucking it all away, for want of a better word. Hey, listen, man, I don't pay the bills, I don't sign the check. You know, when I got that phone call to say that services were no longer needed at WWE, it was a very, very sad time. Very, very frustrating more than anything, rather than sad. But yeah, I'm happy for the people that stayed on. I'm happy for the people that made some money and that are going to continue making money in professional wrestling. And, you know, I think that the professional wrestling scene at the moment is probably the best it's ever been in the history of the industry.
Yep.
There are more places for you to earn money. There are more places for fans to get their kicks. And that for me is, you know, as long as my friends and the people around professional wrestling have been able to pay their bills, and as long as fans have options of what they can consume, then I think professional wrestling is in a good position.
I completely agree. Really well put. And I also agree that wrestling is in the better place than it's been ever. I mean, this for me is a golden age of wrestling. You could put on a different wrestling show, mainstream or indie, every single night of the week now and be entertained for a few hours. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's an incredible amount to consume as a hardcore fan. So, I don't know whether whether that's the correct terminology, but, you know, as a diehard WWE fan, you got about 15 hours a week. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then
it's a lot of wrestling, and then AEW's got 4 shows, and then TNA's got 2 shows. Yep. And then New Japan has got Strong, and it's got, obviously, you know, New Japan World. So don't get me wrong, there is a lot of wrestling, and sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. But, you know, maybe that's the joy of it. Maybe that's the fact that we've got social media, and you can watch 20 seconds at a time. Bing, 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 bing. You can shoot it like that.
I sometimes condemn our lack of ability to tune into something for longer than 20 seconds, but when it comes to the amount of wrestling we have to consume, it is useful.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love CMLL, I love Triple Mania, but it's hard fitting all that in during the week, you know?
Yeah. And in no way does in no way does anyone have to be up to date with every single title holder on Triple A and CMLL. You can just enjoy it from England as a fan watching the best of highlights, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, that was one of the most important things about what got me into Ring of Honor and professional wrestling as a whole was MVs and music videos and the My Way video from WrestleMania 17 and all of that. For me, like the way that wrestling was easily consumable. That's the thing that got me into it. That's the thing that, you know, not got me into it, but that's the thing that motivated me to want to keep, you know, pushing into professional wrestling as a career and not just a fan. Those are the things that motivated me, and you know, long live the MV providers that are on the market right now, because, you know, I feel like they're the ones that are making that bite-sized piece of professional wrestling that's so easy to consume.
Well, let's talk about NXT UK then, because you mentioned it. So that, to me, and I know to the other guys who run the channel with me, it always seemed like NXT UK wasn't going to be a long-term thing. It's as you said, they kind of capitalized on the hard work that you guys did. But do you think NXT UK shutting down damaged the UK wrestling scene, or do you think it thrived since then? And how would you describe British wrestling's evolution since NXT UK's closure?
Okay, so it's a great question. Realistically, it was a terrible decision, because the thing that was so good about it is it created a visual pathway for wrestlers and for fans to be able to consume WWE and to be able to work for and with WWE on a progressive level. It was always someone looked like Sheamus, they got a tryout when someone came to town, and maybe they got a chance to go. But with the birth of NXT in America, taking independent stars, and then obviously NXT UK, for me, the real problem, the real positive was it was mixing the professional, mixing us lot on the indies, and then turning up on the television, and people going, "Who are these guys? Oh my God, I can go and sit them down the road at Progress or at Rev Pro or at Fight Club Pro." That's incredible. And then it's also the people at Progress and Rev Pro and Fight Club Pro going, "Oh wow!" So my boys that we're watching here I'm wearing the towels with, and I can chat to them at the merch table. The rest of them are all on SmackDown and NXT and Takeover. It's incredible. And it was the perfect merge of it, and we were still allowed to do some indies and things like that and travel the world, and we would spread the NXT name, like you should when you're working for someone and you're driven and you've got a target and a goal and you're all working to achieve the same thing. It was perfect. But the one thing that I think people forget is just how much faith in a product it puts in it. There are a lot of people under contract. People were getting paid to be professional wrestlers for WWE in the United Kingdom and Europe, which makes a massive difference to the independent scene. Because you know, like the independent wrestling scene boomed. What it was booming anyway, but it really did explode. Just after we all kind of got signed to the WWE UK contracts, because it just allowed that. It felt big. Independent wrestling felt big again. It felt like someone had our back. You know what I mean? The wrestlers that have been putting in all these years were being financially rewarded for arguably not wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Not having to go and wrestle when you're injured, being able to have that support kind of network, and it created a wonderful time in professional wrestling. And we got taken away. It got taken away, and I don't make the decisions. And I don't know who does, but I don't know. Hey ho.
Yeah.
Shit happens, right?
That's it, mate. And so we've run into each other a few times now on the UK circuit. I have to say, just putting it out there, the favourite match I've seen you in was against Shingo Takagi at Crystal Palace. I thought that was art, mate. I love that. And I love the way you said to me at the end, like, one more time. Awesome.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, I hope one more time is pretty soon.
Mate, so do I.
Sooner rather than later.
100%. Do you prefer working as a babyface or as a heel?
Well, I mean, I did a very, very short stint as a heel with Rev Pro, and then did an incredibly short stint as a heel with WWE. Which might, that may leave a slightly more bitter taste in my mouth as regards NXT, because spending my entire career, with Tyler and as the babyface, faces of the company, the kind of media darlings, whatever, do any promo, any advert, we just really, really, love representing the brand and representing the UK. So when that heel turn came, it takes a lot of emotion. It takes a lot, it's hard to just disconnect and be like, oh, okay, I'll just be the bad guy now. It was incredibly emotive. It was an incredibly important time in my career, and it's just get tricked away. That was a little bit sad, but never mind. I very much enjoyed being the heel. It was lovely.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see some more in the future. I don't know, what happens.
I hope so. And so this journey you've been on, then you've obviously left a legacy in UK wrestling, and there's more legacy to create and to build and to leave. So much more. Oh, so much more. When Trent Seven finally hangs up his boots, what legacy do you hope to leave in the ring, and how would you want people to remember you?
That's a great question. I'd like the legacy that I leave to be paying it forward. I felt like that was something that I've always kind of taken quite seriously. Is you can't do it on your own. You have to have people around you. You have to have good people around you. You have to support those people that might not that are on not. It's not about levels or anything like that, but it's more so we all came up together. Some people got salaries, some people got wages, some people didn't. And I still felt like we were all just a team moving forward. So whether it was, I think it's just a case of just having a, kind of open arms, welcoming thing to British wrestling. It's like, if you want to come and you want to work hard, let's go and do it. Let's go and create wonderful fucking professional wrestling. Let's go and make the fans happy or sad on purpose. So let's go and create moments. Let's go and create feuds. Let's go and create factions. Let's go and create wonderful professional wrestling. And But for me, that's literally all it has been. I think maybe that is the legacy is that I try my hardest, or I will continue to try my hardest to provide the highest possible quality level of entertainment for the paying customer. That's it.
Great answer. Great answer. And so you're now rocking the British wrestling scene again, have been doing so for a while, of course, as well as being signed to TNA, which your relationship with Mike Bailey, I love. But we're going headlong into Burning Heart at Wolverhampton on the 16th of November.
Indeed.
What does the emergence of a new British wrestling promotion mean for you, and what are your hopes for Burning Heart moving forward?
I suppose my hopes are that it just, once again, it just provides that little gap in the market, that place for whether it's 2, 3, 4, 500 people to be able to just come together and just all switch off and just be in that room at the same time and just enjoy professional wrestling. I think that's what I feel is missing from the United Kingdom, as from a fan's perspective. I feel like it's nothing to do necessarily with the production value or anything. I think that's great, but I just feel like I just want to have that feeling of being in the same room, people who think the same, and people who want the same reactions, and people who you can getting back into just having that toing and froing with the fans, and it's specifically the British fans. Do you know what I mean? Because apart from Rev Pro and obviously the occasional OTT show over here, I haven't really done a great deal of British shows. I love North Wrestling up there, Rise, two cracking little companies. I say little, two cracking companies up north. And then other than that, you might see me pop up here and there, and because obviously with the schedule over in Canada and the schedule over in TNA, it's pretty busy. Which is good. Busy is good. So I haven't really, apart from the Michael Oku story and then into the Volador story, I haven't really got my teeth into a program, so to speak, in the UK. It's really only those two that I think kind of stand out. Apart from, like I said, the wonderful OTT shows that we've done.
Well, I'm hoping being the main eventer of Burning Heart, that's all about to change.
Find out. Professional wrestling is a wonderful, wonderful place, and anything can happen. So, Burning Heart on the 16th. See you there.
Look forward to it, mate. All right, just before we move into the lightning round, I usually end with this fun question, and I make it relevant to either the promotion or to the wrestler. Yeah, Who would you put on your Rushmore of UK wrestlers?
I love these Mount Rushmores. I did a Mount Rushmore of the tag. I don't know if you saw that on one little podcast thing. I've been hammered to death by people saying, how dare I put Edge and Christian in the Mount Rushmore of tag team. Anyway, once again, the beauty of free speech and the beauty of opinion is my Mount Rushmore. So that's 4 of the most important
British wrestlers. Well, United Kingdom wrestlers. We can include Republic of Ireland as well.
Well, I have to have a little bit to think about this.
Yeah, it's a toughie. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your favourite wrestlers ever. It's specifically the British wrestling, United Kingdom and Ireland wrestling scene. Male or female. So many.
There's no way I was going to say. Okay. So let's throw some names out there. And this is in absolutely no particular order.
Sure.
Well, maybe it is. So, Regal.
Yeah.
Bruce Bulldog. Dynamite Kid. Sheamus. Becky Lynch.
4, yeah.
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Bate.
Yeah.
You Gavin. Me. Yeah, jokes. I don't know, mate. Oh,
You've got Drew McIntyre in there as well.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, he's definitely up there. McIntyre, but then
Michael Oku. I mean, how mad do you want to go?
yeah, I mean, I think he's a little bit too young to have his face etched on the side.
I agree. I'm just spitting
of a mountain. Yeah, McIntyre, Rodable, Rocco. Oh my God, there's just. I feel like
He's just poor Mr. Seven. Let's have those four.
See, look at this pigeonholing me. Johnny Saint. Johnny Saint hasn't he? I mean, I'm not going to say the other two. Well, they're not rubbish legends, as far as my personal perception. God, this is so many. Okay. Dynamite Kid.
Yeah.
Regal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so thick, didn't it? It's too hard. Okay. 100%. I'm having Dynamite Kid and Regal.
Yeah.
The reason why Regal is because, for me, I think he is just he is what the manager is professional, as British professional wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
He's represented the UK and represented England. He's represented professional wrestling. He sticks his chest out. And for me, he's the man. And Dynamite Kid has to be on there because without his influence and without his style, you wouldn't have. I don't think wrestling.
Completely agree.
You can follow that pathway of him to Daniel Bryan, and then from Daniel Bryan to the entire world kind of thing. Oh my God!
Two more, please.
I think. You know what? I think. Becky Lynch will. Then he goes, there's some. Oh God, it's just too hard. There's no way I can fill the other two. There's no way. I've sure it's like it's just too hard. There's got to be someone else, please. I think Sheamus has to go in there. Sheamus has to go in there. I really do. Like he's won everything. He really has won everything. And he's been doing it for us. Right. He's right, exactly. And I think we all know he's going to, well, if he doesn't get it, then
Mr.
Disgraceful behavior by Triple H.
Then war, my man.
But I'm going to be super pies about it. And I'm going to go with. Johnny Saint.
Wow. Okay. Not like you
because no, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I want it to be the widest range of style influence on professional wrestling. But yeah, I think the next one on the list. What did I say? Sheamus, Dynamite, Regal, Becky Lynch, Johnny Saint. That's a pretty good set. That's a pretty good set. And once again,
you got to take one out. So who would you drop?
I don't know. I'm gonna get battered either way, aren't I? I'm gonna get hammered either way.
I'm gonna get hammered either way.
You know what? I feel like her influence on wrestling over the last 10 years. Probably how long has it been? Probably 10 years since her NXT debut, right?
Yep.
Becky Lynch.
First female to headline and win at WrestleMania, man. Huge.
Exactly right. Yeah, she has to have it as a. Well, once again, it's not British. So maybe a fact
British
that's
Isles.
true. Yeah, and Seamus isn't British either. So
I'm going to give you the Irish. I allowed you the Irish in.
Okay, there you go. I think that's an interesting and I think I'll put it out there for topical conversation. So
Love it. All right, now, Mr. Seven, the way we finish up every interview here on the Ministry of Wrestling is the rapid fire round. So you've got no time to think. It's the first thing that comes to your mind, and you can beat yourself up about it later. Okay?
Oh, brilliant! I really like that. Go on then.
Match you're most proud to have competed in.
Either the Heritage Cup final with A-Kid or the 5-star title loss with the in the towel. That one.
Your cheat meal.
At the moment, McPlants. Too many McPlants. There we go.
If you had to skip a day in the gym, which day would it be? Back day, leg day, arm day?
Yeah, I've skipped some days in the gym in my life. Very recently, not there. Which I'm very happy about. Legs.
Legs, cool. Your favourite ring entrance music?
Very strong.
Is that nice?
You mean of mine or in the history of wrestling?
History of wrestling.
Oh. Maybe Break the Walls Down, Chris Jericho, Volume 4.
Banger. Absolute banger. Your dream match with any current wrestler?
Roman Reigns.
Sorry, who?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, okay.
100%.
How about a dream match with an opponent who no longer wrestles or is no longer with us?
Oh. I much would have liked to have a tussle around with Regal.
Regal, nice.
But someone who's no longer with us or does not wrestle, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Again, you can't really go wrong with that answer, right?
With Hulk Hogan or maybe Sting. Maybe Sting. Arguably, actually, probably The Undertaker. Oh, God. Come on, keep going.
We're going off.
Yeah, we're going off tangent. 2 minutes.
Stiffest opponent you faced?
Pardon?
Stiffest opponent you faced? So, yeah, you're not the first who said that. How about the hardest?
Like, no matter how much our friendship blossoms, it doesn't detract from how hard he hits me. So that's great.
Is he also the hardest chopper?
Yeah, Gunther's got a hell of a right hand on him. No, actually, I'll tell you, me about many times. Well, not as Gunther.
No, Walter, right?
In his previous incarnation. Yeah, we've had many battles. I actually pinned him in Progress once. The only wrestler, maybe in Progress history or something silly like that, to actually have pinned him. Think about that. Anyway, moving forward, go.
Yeah. So
what was that question, actually?
The hardest chopper. By the way, Leon Slater said you were the hardest chopper he ever faced.
I do believe I've got a good right hand. I am famed for it. Eddie Edwards and Roderick Strong.
Yeah, you're not the first to say Roddy. Apparently, he's brutally strong.
Absolute brutal attack. It's combat with them. Real combat.
Most gifted opponent you faced?
Too many. Oh, God. Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
Mike Bailey. I think Speedball's one of the most talented wrestlers that we will ever have. I really do. Yeah. I think one of the most, maybe the word is perfect, like perfect opponents or perfect wrestlers that I've wrestled is Kyle O'Reilly.
Really?
Wrestling him, it just felt like anything could happen, and it would work. Anything.
Interesting. Favorite match you watched growing up?
Ric Flair versus Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 8.
Your favorite belt of all time?
The Winged Eagle.
Winged Eagle. And the last one, fast here, no time to think. Your all-time Rushmore of wrestlers. Go.
Flair, Undertaker, The Rock.
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold. Who was the first?
Flair.
There we go. And that is a wrap.
That is without thinking about it. That is just saying some stuff. What did I say? Flair, Undertaker, Cena, Rock.
I think you said
no. Flair, Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold. Yeah. I think for me, like I say, you can only really fire off the ones that are the most vivid in your own perception of professional wrestling that you've absorbed throughout your life, right?
And
if we sat down and debated it for the next 2 hours, you'd probably end up as Hogan, Cena, Andre the Giant, someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because, there's a lot of different factors that you put into it. But I think sometimes you just have to go, what motivated you? What was the first thing you ever remember seeing you wrestling? And
I'd make an argument for Rey Mysterio being on there,
you know what? Yeah, that's a great show. Yeah, like I said, when you break down the conversation, it becomes such a lovely and wild conversation.
Brilliant.
I think, like I said, with that little bit of reflection and pretending that I'm trying to actually, not just my own personal favourite, but the industry's actual leaders, is probably Rey Mysterio, Hogan, Cena, The Rock.
Yeah. There you go.
So I think that you'd be very, very hard to swap one of them out. I think.
Yeah, that's a juicy Rushmore. Trent 7, I can't wait to see you at Burning Heart in Wolverhampton. I can't thank you enough for your time today. Long live Bigote Guerrero, and I thank you for coming on the channel, sir. Thank you so much. And guys, as always, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you're following Mr. 7 on all social platforms, and make sure you come on down to Burning Heart of Wolverhampton. Guys, it's been
Indeed.